Assalamualaikum to Dr. Johaida binti Abu Bakar. Here we are going to present about our assignment 2, which is in page 869, question 11.10. Here, this is our group members. So let's proceed to the question. So, in question 11.10 is to create an ER diagram for each of the following description. Each company operates 4 departments and each department belongs to one company. So, firstly, find out where is entities. So, 11.10, create an ER diagram for each of the following descriptions. Each company operates 4 departments and each department belongs to one company. Firstly, let's find out where is entities. So, the word in red color is meaning that it is an entity, company and departments. There are 2. So, and proceed to the second, find out what their relationship. We have to know what the relationship in each entity, company and department. So, in the word that we have been highlighted is the keyword to in order to find the relationships. Each, for each and one. So, for the company, we have to find out what is the participation and what is the cardinality. Participation is the minimum number that has been participated in for that relationship. Meanwhile, cardinality is the maximum number that has been participated for that relationships. So, in company, each and one. So, meaning that one and one participation and one cardinality. The minimum number is 1 and the maximum number is 1, also 1. For the department entity, we read again 4 departments and each department, meaning that the minimum number is each and the maximum number is 4. So, we can conclude based there for the each entity, cardinality is the maximum number company and the maximum number of department. We can say that the relationship is 1 to many. That word, let's proceed to the star UML that we have created. So this is an ER diagram for question A. One company operates 4 departments and 1 department belongs to one company. So this is an attribute for company. Company number is a primary key for the company entity. Meanwhile, department ID is also primary key for the department entity. Move to the question B. Each department in part A employs 1 or more employees and each employee works for 1 department. Firstly, let's find out where is entities. So, the word in red color is the entity, department and employee. And second, find out what their relationship. The keyword to find out what the relationship is each, 1 or more, each and 1. Let's read it again. Each department in part A employs 1 or more employees and each employee works for 1 department. So, department, the each and 1. So, meaning that the in department entity, participation is 1 and the cardinality is 1. In employee, we read again one or more employee and each employee, meaning that each employee is the participation, the minimum number, and one or more employee is the cardinality, and one or more employee is the cardinality, or we call it maximum number for that for the employee entity. So from 1 and many, we conclude that the relationship is 1 to many. And not forget that employees is the work name of the relationship. So let's move to the STAR UML. Here is the complete ER diagram for question B. Department ID and department name is the attribute for department entity, and the employee ID, employee name is also attributes for employee entity.
Okay, so for the next question will be each of the employees in part B may or may not have one or more dependents, and each dependent belongs to one employee. So I will make one entity which will name employee, and the attribute will be employee ID. Employee ID as the primary key, and another attribute I will put it as employee name. Okay, so for the new entity I will put it as dependents. The attributes will be dependence number. Dependence number I will put it as primary key. The relationship for this diagram will be has. The relation is 0 to many and 1 to 1. So for the next question will be each employee in part C may or may not have an employment history. So I will make a new entity which will name employment history. The attribute I will put description as the primary key. And another attribute will be date. I will put provides as the relationship for the employee and employment history. The relation for the employee will be 1 to 1 and employment history is 0 to many.
The question is to represent all the ER diagrams described in A, B, C, and D as a single ER diagram. The first question is, each company operates 4 departments and each department belongs to one company. So, company operates department. The relation was 1 to 1 to 1 to 4. The second one was, each department in Part A employs one or more employees and each employee works for one department. So, department employs employee. The relation was one-to-one and one-to-many. For the third question, each of the employees in Part B may or may not have one or more dependents, and each dependent belongs to one employee. So, employee entity has dependent. The relation was one-to-one and zero-to-many. Question D. Each employee in Part C may or may not have an employment history. So, employee provide employment history. The relation was one-to-one and zero-to-many.
So now we proceed to relational model part. So the first entity in this diagram is company, and in company, the primary key in company is company number, and other attribute is company name. So as we can see that, okay, so this is how we write the company entity relational model. Okay, so this is the entity, the company entity, and in the bracket is the attribute, which is company number and company name. The primary key for company is company number. Since 1 to 1 is stronger than 1 to 4, company number will be the foreign key to department entity. So, in relational model, we write it like this. Department entity in bracket department ID, comma, department name, and department and company number. So the primary key for department entity is department ID. Foreign key is the company number, references company, in the bracket company number. So we move to this part. In relationship between department and employee, one-to-one seems to be stronger than one-to-many. So the primary key of the department, which is department ID, will be the foreign key to the employee entity. So we write it like this. Employee in bracket employee ID, employee name, and department ID. The primary key for employee entity is employee ID. The foreign key for employee entity is department ID, references department, in the bracket department ID. Next, the relationship between employee and the dependent. Since we see that 1 to 1 is stronger than 0 to many, so the employee ID will be the foreign key to dependent entity. So we write it like that, like this. Dependent, in bracket dependent number, employee ID. The primary key for dependents is dependent number, and the foreign key is employee ID, references employee ID. So the last one is the relationship between employee and employment history. Since 1 to 1 is stronger than 0 to many, employee ID will be a foreign key to employment history. So we write it like this. Employment history, in bracket description, employee ID. The primary key for employment history is description, and the foreign key for employment history is employee ID, references employee, in bracket employee ID. So that's all. Thank you.